Good morning, my YouTube viewers. Crystal here. What I did late last night, was I did a Kaggle submission on using tweets to identify disasters. And so what I did was I used the previous video that I made with analytics to identify negative sentiments, or really the previous program that I wrote. And then I just put the Kaggle data sets in there. So I used that model to do this model. And then I also did a few more little things to personalize the program, and then I submitted the my submission to Kaggle, and I got a score of 74%, which is not bad considering it was my first attempt. And when I had previously used this model at the very beginning, before I had fine-tuned it, I had gotten like in the 60s with analytic. The only difference is this particular competition was identifying disasters. So what I think I'm going to have to do is look for a dictionary that has disaster words in it, and with the dictionary that has disaster words in it, put the disaster words in and see if I can improve my score and get my score above 74%. Because yesterday, when I used a similar model with negative words, I got 87% with the analytics Vidhaya competition. So I just wanted to show you what I've done, and it's pretty much, except for a few little things, it's pretty much exactly the same as the video that I made last night, but I wanted to show it to you. And as you can see, here's my score right here, 74%. The first thing that I did was I imported the libraries, but I'm going to see if there's a library of disaster words that I can input into this program to improve my score. And then the next thing I did was I had to input the files, but Kaggle has their own files, so you have to input the files from Kaggle. And then I loaded the files. And then what I did was I combined the train file and the test file by appending the test file to the train file. And as you can see, the keyword and the location of the train file and the test file are missing. So that's something that needs to be corrected, because generally if data is missing, then the algorithms won't accept it. So what I did was, on the train file, I put in some code to find out which columns were missing data, and it said location and keyword were missing data. And I did the same thing on the test file to find out which columns were missing data. And on both the train file and the test file, the location and the keyword were missing data. So what I did was, on the combi file, I replaced any cell that had a NaN on it with the mode. And so what that did was that changed the keyword. So the keywords were changed to ablaze and USA. Then we imported our parser. And then we created a new column and called it tidy tweet. And so all of the cleaned up tweets were put into this file called tidy tweet, or column called tidy tweet. Then we created a function and called it remove pattern, and we decided that we were going to remove extraneous characters. from the tweets. So the first thing that we did was we removed the user handle because all of the names of the tweeters were removed and was just giving a user for privacy. So that's not valid. So that was removed. The next thing we did was we changed all the tweets to lowercase. And that's interesting because Python in particular is case sensitive. But if all the tweets are lowercase, then I guess it just makes it easier to read, especially since Python itself is case sensitive. We put in the apostrophe dot dictionary, so all of the words that had apostrophes were changed. And then we created another function called it lookup dictionary. Okay, so we replaced all of the apostrophes with the words, and you can see here all of the apostrophes have been replaced with the words. So we had a short word dictionary where all the short words were replaced with the real words. So then what we did was we replaced the short words with the real words. Then we had an emoticon dictionary, and all of the emoticons were replaced with words. So then the next thing we did was we removed the special characters. And then the next thing we did was we removed all words greater than 3 letters. And then I experimented with this, and I tried to replace all words greater than 2 characters, and the value was actually lower. I tried to use this text blog, and the value probably would have been higher if I had been able to use the text blob, but it takes absolutely ages for the text blob to work. So I just put it in comments. If you can try to get the text blob to work and let me know what happened, I'll be very happy to hear from you. The next thing we did was we tokenized our tweets, and we put it in tidy text. And then the next thing we did was we did some more tokenizing, put that in tidy text as well. And then what we did was we took all the words and we put them in a mosaic. And then we took all of the normal words and we put the normal words in a mosaic, which I think is a bit strange because obliterate isn't a normal word and destroy isn't a normal word, and death isn't a normal word, but they've got that in there with the normal words. And then we've got all the negative words, and we put those negative words in a mosaic as well. So this particular program, it's not really good with disasters. So what I have to do is I have to see if I can find a dictionary of just disaster words and use that and see if I can improve my score. Because I've noticed that bad words were in with the normal words, and that shouldn't happen, but it did happen. The next thing we did was we collected the hashtags, and we extracted the hashtags from the normal tweets. So these are your positive tweets, and they give you the words for the positive tweets. And some of the words I wouldn't put in with positive, but I don't want to say what it is. But there's one word in particular, this word right here, that I would not consider that to be a positive tweet, but they put that in there as being positive. And then there's some negative tweets. I don't know if this word best, I don't know if I would consider best to be a negative tweet, but they put that in there as being a negative tweet. They did some more work with the counter vectors, and they did some more work with TF-ID vectors. And then now what we've done is we've used our logistic regression to split the training file and test file into four, well, really the training file, split the training file into a test file and a train file. And the train file is 70% and the test file is 30%. And then they set up the logistic regression. We set up the parameters using grid search. And so I found grid search on another site, and then I put grid search into this model to see if I could improve my score. So we selected the best model, and then we print our values. To see if I can find it. It's taken a little while. So the values are printed at the bottom somewhere and with all of this other stuff. So we set up our best model, and then we made our prediction, and the prediction said 73% basically, which is not bad. Then we set up our submission file. Here's our submission file, and we submitted it where I got my 74%. And here's some more code, because I got this code from Analytics Vidhya, and I don't know why they did it, but they put this code after the submission code, so it's not going to work because they've already submitted the file, but that's what they did. And I said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and leave this in here. But Analytics Vidhya is a little bit unusual in how they work. So that's it. That's the code review for the Kaggle Real or Not NLP with disaster tweets. I'm going to have to see if I can find a dictionary of disaster words. And we can see when we did the code review that there were some words that in the normal words that I would not have put in the normal words, and some words in the negative words that I would not have put in the negative words. And I'll have to see if I can find a dictionary of disaster words and then put it into this model and see if that helps. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you like the work I'm doing, I've got my email address down below to my PayPal account if you want to make a donation to PayPal, because I don't have enough subscribers to monetize. So the only way I can earn any income making videos is to ask for donations. And obviously, living expenses are going up, and we're in the middle of very difficult times because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So any donations would be very greatly appreciated to help defray my living expenses. And that's really what it is, just living expenses. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my videos, which some people have let me know what they think, because as soon they don't even watch the video and they give me a dislike. But I think that's because they don't like me personally, and it's not really a matter of not liking the videos. And thank you so much for watching my video, and I look forward to you watching the next one.